Welcome to the Deeper You Go, the weirder it gets. I'm your host, Garett.renon. So in this video, I want to give you 5 things that you must do now that are non-negotiable if you want to improve your life. Now, I must warn you, these things are not sexy, especially in the world we live in today, which is a world of biohacking and quick fixes and cold plunges, saunas, red light therapy, sound healing, ceremonies, you name it. What I'm about to tell you is very mundane compared to those things. But here's the thing. Most of your life is mundane. Most of your life is determined by the habits and routines you do. And those habits and routines determine the overall quality of your life much more than any seminar, ceremony, or product that you can ever buy. And so I've been thinking about this a lot lately as I've kind of been progressing on my plant medicine journey. And I've been thinking about what I've learned over the last years dieting the 2 plants that I've dieted over the last year, Morosa and Ayauma. So those of you that have been following me on my podcast know what I'm talking about. And so Morosa, the big things that Morosa taught me were all about testosterone, pine pollen, beer, and divine masculine energy. And then now Ayauma, one of the things Ayauma is teaching me, even though we're only 2.5 months in, it's still a very brand new relationship. But one of the things that have been coming up is the mastering of my sexual energy. And I'm going to get into that more in another podcast episode. But so I was thinking about, what do these things have in common? What does pine pollen and testosterone and divine masculine energy and mastering my sexual energy all have in common? What is the theme? So after thinking about it, I realized that this was foundational work for myself, meaning that I have to I have to build a very solid foundation for myself so that I can grow and get better. And we all know this. This is a simple aspect of any building. If you want to build a tall building, if you want to build a skyscraper, you have to have a strong and deep foundation. A building can only go as tall as the foundation is strong. A weak foundation translates into a weak building. And that is an analogy for just about everybody's life. If your foundation is weak, it doesn't matter what you do, how many ceremonies you attend, how many seminars, how many products, how many astrological readings you get. If your foundation is broken, cracked, or crumbling, so is your life. And, to kind of put things into perspective, where I had this aha moment the other day, I was helping build a chicken coop, and very simple structure. But as we were building the chicken coop, when we got ready to kind of put the roof on, we realized that things were out of whack. And so we started to look, and the foundation and the post became out of square and on level. And realizing that with the bad foundation, there was really only one thing to do. We could have continued to finish it, and it would have looked messed up, and it would have been fine for a chicken coop, but the right thing to do was tear it all down and start again and build the foundation right. Because as you progress higher and higher, a small error in the foundation, as that building gets bigger and bigger, the margin for error gets larger and larger. I think about this with the pyramids, that if that foundation was off by just as small as an inch, by the time you got to the top of the pyramid, that inch is a huge difference, and you no longer have a pyramid. So basically what I'm trying to say is that you can't build a good life on a shaky foundation. And most people ignore this because building the foundation is not sexy. They want to do black belt shit. They want to go right into the cool stuff. But just like learning any skill, learning music, learning jujitsu, you have to start with the foundation. Okay, so let's get into it. So what are these 5 foundational steps. 5 things, well, they're not steps, but 5 things that you should be doing. So again, these things are very simple. That doesn't mean they're easy. So the first thing you should be doing is exercising, right? You should be taking care of your physical body. It's the only one you get. You can't buy a new one. And once it's broken, it's hard to fix. So I don't care. I'll do a podcast episodes in the future giving you ideas, but I don't care what you do. It could be walking, it could be lifting weights, something to move your physical body that forces you to get stronger. Something, ideally something that builds a little bit of muscle, builds some resilience. The stronger your body, the stronger your life. It's a universal law. Number 2, eating healthy. What you put in your mouth matters, right? I don't care what they tell you on the internet, what this movement of you can be healthy at any size or no matter what you eat, it's all nonsense. This is not a debate I want to get into. There are some aspects to that, but basically what it comes down to is what you put in your mouth matters. Garbage in equals garbage out, right? You are what you eat. You eat crappy food, your life is going to be crappy. Again, universal rule. There's no denying that. Number 3, read some books, right? On your free time, I encourage you need to stop scrolling mindlessly on social media. You need to stop watching mindless television, mindless programming, right? There's a conspiracy for you. Why do they call it programming? Huh? Because it programs your mind. So read a book, and ideally something that will help expand your mind and give you a bigger and broader perspective to the world. Number 4, learn a skill. This is where you challenge yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Practice being a beginner. You get a ton of growth from learning something and starting at the beginning. So whatever it is, learning a language, learn how to paint, learn a martial art, learn how to play a musical instrument. Take a challenge and learn how to do something. Number 5 is find a hobby. This is extremely important. And number 4 and 5, they kind of play right into each other, because whatever you start to learn could eventually become a hobby. But a hobby should be something that you look forward to doing all the time. Something that challenges you mentally, physically, and spiritually. Something that gives you a baseline for which you can see your growth. And so a hobby is extremely important. Most people, I'm surprised how many people have 0 hobbies. And I get it. It's a function of our negative society, because people, they work, we are overworked, and by the time you get home and you have all your other commitments, your family commitments, it's hard to find time for a hobby, but that is coming at a detriment. So find a hobby. And then I'm actually going to do number 6, which is kind of a bonus episode, or not an episode, but a bonus step, which is finding your purpose, right? This is kind of what we're all here for. We're all unique expressions of the all. We all have a unique outlook on life, and we can all do something that nobody else can do. What can you bring to this world? What kind of legacy can you leave? Now, sometimes people don't like that word legacy because they think they have to do something great. No, you don't have to do something great. Your purpose doesn't have to be to cure cancer or build a spaceship or anything like that. But I think of your purpose is the world a better place for you having been here? That's the way I like to think about it. You are on your deathbed. Can you say that I made a difference? Even if you made the difference in one person's life. So finding a purpose, and that's hard to do. And I'm going to give some more episodes in the future to kind of show you how to find your purpose. That's the hardest one. But so let's Let's do these in review really quick. So number 1, exercise. Number 2, eat healthy. Number 3, read books. Number 4, learn a new skill. Number 5, find a hobby. The bonus, discover your purpose. And the most important thing to know about this is it is never too late. One of my favorite quotes is, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is right now. So the beautiful thing about these foundational steps is you can do them right now. As soon as you're done watching this video, you choose what you're going to eat for dinner. You can get down and crank out 20 push-ups or whatever it is, so you can start doing these things. I'm sure you all have a book around the house that you've been meaning to read. Pick that book up tonight, and then find a hobby, start learning the skill. Also, do not become overwhelmed. This is another problem people make. This is a lifelong journey. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So just make a change today. Eat a little better tonight, or whatever it is. So to wrap this all up is, once you have a strong foundation, then those other things we talked about make a huge difference. Like, obviously, I'm all for ceremonies and seminars and certain products and leveling up and challenging yourself, and also all these things are extremely important. So once you have that foundation, those things are going to skyrocket you to another level. So your homework for this is, before you sign up for another ceremony or buy another product, take a look at your foundation and see how that thing is laid out. And if your foundation is weak, start there. Stay strong, my friends. See you on the other side.